welcome back to Trucking California with Velox 18. We are back in the truck today, and well, it's been a little bit again. Seems like we could book loads on Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday has been tough, man. It's been slow, so we're gonna have to try and find a load. Today is Monday. We're gonna have to try and find a load today for Wednesday or Thursday, because that's just the way it's working out. But that's for later in the video. For now, the first thing I want to say is, hey, thank you guys so much. We hit our goal. We're over $2,000. We raised money for Love Justice International to fight human trafficking. You guys raised over $2,000. I am super stoked, excited to get to give that money to them and fight human trafficking and do something good with this channel. And I'm also stoked that we hit the goal, and now if you look down below this video, there should be a merchandise shelf where you can buy Velox 18 crap. So that is that's cool. I'm excited about that, and just wanted to make sure you guys knew how much I appreciated you guys kind of participating in that little fundraiser and raising money for something good, doing something good in this world. And my wife really wanted to make sure, she actually wanted to do a whole separate video, and well, I just kind of told her, no, I'll just do it at the beginning of the next video. But she wanted to be a part of this because she wanted to thank you guys personally. I think because she talked about it too in the video where she cleaned the truck and stuff. She felt like she had participated in it a little more than usual, so she wanted to make sure that you guys knew that she appreciated you guys. There was a big bump after her video. There was a big bump in the donations. She got quite a few donations coming in, and then I think someone just gave a big chunk there at the end, because we were about $500 away, and then all of a sudden my mom called and said, hey, so can I get a Velox 18 shirt now? And I was like, what are you talking about? No, you can't. Not until you hit $2,000. She's like, you just did. So I don't know who it was. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who gave. Thank you, appreciate it. Something that we should draw more attention to: human trafficking, modern day slavery. You guys, it's gnarly. But anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. Thank you guys so much. And well, we're gonna go and get another cheese load. So we're gonna go down the street, just five minutes away, and man, that's all we got to do. So man, it's been so long since I've done a video, I forget what I'm supposed to say. Roll the music, that's right. All right, making our way down these little narrow farm roads. Driving and talking and driving. I had a commenter say, hey man, you talk too much. Seems like you just like to hear your own voice. And I was like, you know what? That's just like your opinion, man. No, but a little Big Lebowski to start your day. I like that. Anyway, yeah, it's like, you know how hard it is to focus on driving and to still maintain some coherent thought. Sometimes it's difficult. There was some brain study done where it's like, no, people aren't like good at multitasking. What they do is they do one. Look at this puppy. I don't want to hit this puppy. Okay. All right. You didn't get too close. I thought it was gonna be one of those dogs where they try and bite the tires when you roll by, but he just ran next to me. But anyway, yeah. So the only time you really do you can really multitask effectively is when you're doing one activity that's a routine, where you're not thinking about it, where you're in muscle memory mode and you're just doing something that you do all the time. Now you can teach yourself to do certain things all the time, and that's how I'm able to drive right now and talk, is because the driving is the routine exercise, the routine movements. But as soon as there is anything that I need to put my attention on, which when you're driving, there's lots of things that you need to focus on, like that little dog back there. He knows I stopped talking because there was a puppy running around on the road. And so when things like that happen, you know, you get distracted. You got to turn your focus to what you're doing, the more important thing that you're doing, which is driving an 80,000 pound vehicle. Well, I'm empty right now, I'm not 80,000 pounds, but still, you get my point. You catch my drift. You're picking up what I'm putting down. You're smelling what I'm stepping in. Come on. I know you guys are. So anyway, so yeah, sometimes I ramble a little bit. Sometimes when I'm driving, it's not the best commentary. You know, I'm not going to get a job as a newscaster anytime soon. But you know, that's just the way it is when you're driving and talking and driving. So that's just like your opinion, man. I don't know why that popped into my head this morning. I think just because anytime you disagree with someone, then you can just pull out the Big Lebowski on them. You know what? Well, that's just like your opinion, man. It's just like your opinion. All right, we're gonna pull in here and pick up some cheese and take it over to St. George, Utah. So let's get checked in. All right. Oh, man. So we got checked in over here. The guy at the gate kind of scared me a little bit because I gave him my number, my pickup number, and I said, hey, I'm just on time for my appointment. Appointment's 8:30. And he said, oh, well, this morning they said just let any appointments, they can come in any time. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Last time I was here, last few times I've been here, it's been like, you know, you can't show up until your appointment time. You can't even show up 30 minutes early. And he goes, yeah, they told us for the rest of the year that's how it was going to be. And then they called this morning and said, you can just let them all back. He's like, so I said, well, that sucks because that means a lot of guys who have later appointments are already back there getting loaded in front of me. And he's like, yeah. And I asked him because there was kind of like 4 trucks at the gate when I pulled up. I said, kind of busy today? And he goes, yeah, kind of busy. So I was expecting to see like all kinds of trucks when I got back here. And here, I'll turn it around and show you guys how many trucks are here. Hold on. All right, so you can already tell. So usually there's trucks waiting in all the lanes when it's really busy. But I'm in door 3. There's 1 truck over there in the dock. And then I got 2 next to me on this side. So, you know, it's not too busy today. Not too bad. It's 9 a.m. and there's not too many trucks here. I really think we might be out of here by 10. So that's what I'm thinking right now, 10 o'clock. They haven't started loading me yet, but once they start loading you, it takes about 20 minutes and then your paperwork and they seal you up and it's quick. So whenever it is that they give me that red light and start rocking and rolling the trailer, I think it'll be about 20-30 minutes after that I'll be out of here. So we'll see how long this takes, but I don't think it's gonna take very long at all, guys. And then we should be able to get on our way and have a little bit of extra time today. So maybe we can wash the truck today. I held out for my mobile guy over the weekend. Last week, really, Thursday and Friday, and by the time Saturday rolled around, I kind of knew that I wasn't going to get it washed. That guy, I don't know if he has COVID or if he's just kind of dropping the ball, but nevertheless, I kind of figured he wasn't going to be making it once it hit Saturday. But so I thought about going and washing the truck, but I had to watch my Bengals. I had to watch Cincinnati Bengals beat the number 1 seeded Tennessee Titans. That's right. Derrick Henry was returning for the Tennessee Titans, best running back in the league. I don't think he was quite 100%. They gave him 20 carries. He only gained 60 yards, averaged 3 yards a carry. Not to downplay what the Bengals defense was able to do. DJ Reader is a beast in the middle. But nevertheless, Derrick Henry didn't look like he was, like Dante Foreman, their backup, ripped off a couple big runs and seemed more explosive and a little better than Derrick Henry did. So that's neither here nor there because they're now sitting at home for the offseason. And the Bengals won 19-16 and are now going to take on the Kansas City Chiefs after one of the craziest games I think I've ever seen in the history of football. Like all different types of football, every level of football. That game was insane. And feel bad for Josh Allen, local kid from Fireball, California, playing for the Buffalo Bills. He did everything he could do to win that game, and the defense just crapped the bed there at the end. Really did. And their defense is good too, so Bengals are going to have their hands full. Kansas City's hitting on all cylinders. I mean, they were earlier in the season when the Bengals played them too, but that team last night seemed a little different than the team we played in week 17 or week 16, 17, week 17. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but anyway, yeah, we'll see how long this takes over here, and then we'll get on our way, and maybe we'll wash the truck today, because we should have some time. We should. We'll see. All right. We are loaded up, and we are trucking, and it is just after 10 o'clock, so I'm pretty much on the money with my estimates. So yeah, now we're just gonna head on down the road, man. Get on down to St. George, Utah. I gotta make a phone call though, because I just missed a call from Wild Beard Trucking. Good old Wild Beard Trucking. He's back. I don't know if you guys saw on my community post, I shared out his video, because he just released his first video in a long while. So anyway, he called me earlier, and we talked for a little bit, and then he was going into the caves out there in Missouri. They've got these cold storage places that are built underground in caves. It's pretty crazy sounding to me. So I don't want to pull out in front of this guy. I'm gonna wait. Anyway, so he was going underground, so he wasn't gonna have any more cell service. So he said he'd call me back. Well, he just called me back when I was checking out over here. So I'm gonna call Wild Beard Trucking. If you guys haven't watched his channel, because he hasn't posted in a while, go check out his channel. He's one of the coolest channels on the tubes, man, on YouTube. He's a dude. He's got more energy than I have. Let's just put it like that. He's always on. He's always going, man. He does a lot of dude bros. Like, I don't know. He speaks my language. All right, he speaks my language. So anyway, go check him out. I'm gonna give him a call and see how he's doing. See how these last few months been treating him. And yeah, we'll go get down to St. George, Utah. And hey, maybe, just maybe, Kirk, we might be getting the truck washed today. I don't know for sure. I don't know, but we might. We're looking like we got the time to do it. So I'm gonna try to do it. I got 12 hours to get where I need to go. Just under 12 hours, and it's about a 9.5 hour drive. So that gives me about 2.5 hours of wiggle room playtime. And so we're gonna try and make it happen. All right, we're gonna try and make it happen, Captain. That way Kirk can actually. I gotta say this. There was one time, there's multiple times where I washed the truck, everything looks good, and Kirk still finds something to nitpick about. So I don't know that Kirk's actually going to be happy after I wash it, because I don't think he's ever happy about how the truck looks. Unless it's like rolling out of the polish shop after getting washed, polished, everything, then maybe he'd be happy. But nah, anyway, we're gonna see what we can do. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. We're gonna roll on down this road. Let's go. Climbing up over here to Hatchby from Bakersfield. Someone told me the name of this little pass is. Caliente Pass? I think that's what it was. But nevertheless, this is where we are. It's where we're going, Highway 58. And downshift, grab another gear because we gotta keep climbing. We're gonna be right now we're looking ahead of schedule a little bit. So I'm gonna try and stop at Little Sister's truck wash in Barstow. So that's the plan as of now. All right, making good time. Oh man, there was a cattle hauler rolled over on his side over on Highway 99. There was a little bit of traffic, but that wasn't really what I was worried about. I was just worried. I don't really know if he came over from the northbound lanes, but he was on the driver's side on his the trailer was on its side in the median, but in the southbound lanes facing north. So super weird. I don't know exactly how it happened, but I don't know if maybe he like rolled over the rail in the middle or what. Because that would be pretty tough for him to get all the way around and then onto his driver's side. So I don't really know. But nevertheless, it was a cattle hauler, and they had another trailer there. Dually brought another cattle trailer, and they had the door open, to the back and stuff. So it looked like they were trying to unload some of the cattle. So hopefully some of them made it. And hopefully the driver's okay, obviously. But anyway, it was kind of one of those things where there wasn't that much traffic because he was out of the roadway. He wasn't blocking the lane. And so you just kind of come up on it and you're like, wait, that looks bad. That doesn't look good. What the heck? So like I said, I'm hoping that the driver's okay and that the cattle were okay. Because that's sad, man. It's sad. And it was a nice Peterbilt too, so that's always sad to see a nice Peterbilt wrecked. Always sad. But anyway, let's keep on climbing up this hill, and we'll get on our way over to Barstow and see if we can't get this thing washed. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face. And I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where the songs come from, but we're gonna keep going. All right. So it is 4 o'clock as we come into Barstow, and like I said before, we need to shut it down by about 10 o'clock. So we've got 6 hours to go. We've got 6 hours until we want to shut it down, and we've got about 4 hours of driving left, maybe 4.5. So I got like an hour and a half to 2 hours of wiggle room. So I am headed on 15 south right here, just for a mile. Got to backtrack a little bit to get over here where there's a couple of truck stops, and there's the Little Sister's truck wash. So we're gonna go over here and see if we can't get El Hueso cleaned up a little bit. Doesn't look like, if that's it doesn't look like there's a huge line. So I think we should be good. For how popular this place is and everyone talks about how good it is, I just expected there to be a huge line coming out. But there's another one right next to it right here. Here's the polishing guy. All right, let's see. Oh, there is a line. There's a good line out here. There's a good old line. But you know what? I think we'll still be okay. If I'm just being honest. I don't know how many bays there are, but it seems like I don't know if I should go out wider or not. Well, anyway, we'll wait through this line and then we'll get this thing washed up finally. I'm committed now. I'm committed. I'm stuck. I'm in it to win it. So let's get it done. Let's send it straight into the wash bay. So hopefully this won't keep us up too late tonight. But hey, even if it does, man, had to happen. Had to happen. I haven't even looked at the weather. It'd suck if it was gonna be like rainy tonight and just stormy and stuff. I would cry a little bit, just a little bit of tears. But anyway, all right. Let's see how long this takes. All right, well, I didn't get my truck washed. I sat there for an hour and 20 minutes, and they only got one truck in, done in my lane. The lane next to me never moved. I don't know. They're just in there. I've heard they wash by hand. That's why it's such a good truck wash. They wash by hand, but it takes time. So I just didn't have enough time. Unfortunately, I should have pulled the trigger and just left once I realized it wasn't going to happen. Because I only had 2 hours. And I should have said, all right, this isn't going to happen, and taken off sooner. Because now I'm kind of up against the clock. I've got 4 hours and 45 minutes left on my clock, and I've got 4 hours and 10 minutes left on my map that says how long it's going to take for me to get there. So there's about a 25-minute or 35-minute gap there. But that 35-minute gap gets eaten up because, that's just Google Maps. So they assume that I'm a car. So they assume that I'm going 70 miles an hour right here. And clearly, I'm not going 70 miles an hour, being that it's a 55 mile an hour speed limit for trucks. And the cars get to go 70, but the trucks, they don't. So, so I'm going to be kind of pressed up against it, and I haven't stopped for dinner yet. So I've still got to stop for dinner. I don't know exactly where I'm going to stop for dinner, but I got to make it somewhere where I can hop off the freeway, get something real quick, and then hop right back on and keep on trucking. Because where I'm going, where I'm going to stop tonight, isn't going to have anything open at 10 p.m. And actually, it'll be 11 p.m. Mountain time by the time I get there. So their time will be 11 p.m. and they won't, nothing will be open. So just kind of one of those things where, I gotta just keep the hammer down and try and make this trip as good as I can now, because I really wanted to get this truck washed, but I also don't want to be running outlaw on my logbook, all night long. I've got to go through Nevada, which a lot of times those scales before Vegas aren't open when I go through there. But then Utah is kind of 50-50 when I'm coming into Utah, whether or not they're open or closed. So I'd rather not be running outlaw when I run through there, running on personal conveyance as I roll through the scales. If they pull me in, look at my logs, they're going to be none too happy. Sit me down at that. Could you imagine getting sat at that scale for 10 hours? Like 5 miles from my delivery? That would be so dumb. So anyway, so I got to make it happen. I got to just hammer down, get something quick to eat, and then hop right back on the road and just keep on trucking. Make sure I get there before my 14's up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on trucking. Let's go. All right, so I didn't make it very far. I stopped right down the road here in Yermo at mis pinches tacos. And then their sign says, just eat, baby, which I think is a reference to the famous Al Davis quote for the Raiders, the famous quote that he had, the late great Al Davis. He used to say, just win, baby. So I think that's a reference to the now Las Vegas Raiders. And you know, I think they're trying to draw on that kind of thing. And I'll let you guys you know, Google translate mis pinches, all right? So now we're gonna hit back on the road. I got myself a quesadilla. I don't know how it tastes yet, because I'm gonna eat it while I drive, because because I need to get on the road. I can't be sitting around. And they didn't have any cars in their parking lot, but so I pulled into their parking lot. But there's other like big open lots right by there. So even if there was cars in there, I could have gone and parked in the lot next door or the lot across the street, and could have made it. Even this one to the left right here, could have pulled in there at the Shell. So there's plenty of places. It's just, you know, it's in the dirt, which doesn't really matter to me right now, considering I got a dirty truck. But anyway, that's where I stopped to get some food, and now we are back on the road again. We've got 4 hours and 10 minutes. No, I'm sorry, 4 hours even. 4 hours even to go. And on the clock time, we got 4 hours and 20 minutes. 4 hours and 20 minutes, and so that we got 20 minutes of wiggle room right now. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be probably get there with about 5 minutes to spare, I think. But you know, unless something happens on the road, so we shall see. Thank you, mis pinches tacos, and it's time for me to hit the road, Jack. Talk to you guys when we get over there to St. George, Utah. St. George, Utah. All right, man, we made it over here to St. George, Utah. We are parked out here on the street next to the receiver, and man, we only had 15 minutes to spare on our clock. So I'm glad that I got out of the Little Sisters truck wash line when I did. You know, it was I was debating just sticking it out and just saying, hey, you know what, I just got to get this thing done. But I mean, if it had moved up 3 spots or 2 spots, I might have considered just waiting it out and just saying, hey, you know, I'm going to be a couple hours late. I'll PC to my drop. I'll just do whatever I need to do. But I ended up deciding not to do that. Didn't want to run outlaw, and I'm glad, because I ended up getting pulled across the scales. You know, I have a pre-pass. Well, it's not. Everyone just calls it kind of like unilaterally pre-pass, but pre-pass and drive-wise are the 2 options you have to get around going through the scales. Each time you go over the scales, you can either use pre-pass or drive-wise, and I use drive-wise. It's just an app on my phone, and gives me a green light if I can bypass the scale, or a red light if they want me to pull in and run across the scales. So they gave me the red light. I had to run across the scales, so I was a little bit like nervous because I only had 15 minutes left on my clock, and but you know, the receiver is only 5 miles or 7 miles or something like that past the scale, so I knew I could make it. It was just, you know, a little more like nerve-wracking. If they pull me in for an inspection, all of a sudden I'm gonna run out of hours when I'm over there. So yeah, but anyway, I'm glad I wasn't running across that scale all outlaw on PC, personal conveyance, trying to be cool. So anyway, that is the story that of today's load, man. We got loaded 5 miles from the yard, and we drove about 605 miles out here. Oh yeah, the dinner. Mis pinches tacos. It was pretty good, man. Pretty good. It was kind of plain. I got a quesadilla, and the salsa wasn't super spicy, and they only gave me a little bit of sour cream on the side. But all in all, it was pretty good. It was okay. The meat wasn't seasoned. It was kind of bland carne asada. So I felt like it needed some salsa. I needed more of the flavor. Maybe it's just COVID, man. Maybe I just can't taste stuff as well as I used to. But anyway, I'll probably go by there and try them again, because they're kind of just on the way right there. And now that I know trucks can go down there and park down there, it's kind of right there on that stretch of road where it's pretty convenient to stop. Yeah, it's not a big deal to hop off the freeway and hop right back on. So that's it for this video. Buy some merchandise now that that's available to you guys. Love you guys. Peace out. See you on the next load.